What's up, guys? Home advantage? What home advantage? Some sport teams have fans in every corner of North America. Even when these clubs go on the road, they have thousands of screaming supporters right behind them. So in a way, being on the road is actually an advantage to some of these teams. I'm Jason Biondo, and today we present 10 sport teams with the best road fans. Make sure to subscribe to TPS and put on your notifications. We post great content all the time. New videos every single day. You should do it. And a big shout out to Colby Kistner for suggesting this video. Number 10, Chicago Blackhawks. If we can be quite honest, the Chicago Blackhawks have welcomed millions of fans on the bandwagon during the decade. This team was irrelevant until Jonathan Toews and Patrick Kane came along. But with lots of winning, including 3 Stanley Cup championships, comes great support from fans all over. Bandwagon fans? Sure. But the Blackhawks faithful love to take over the home team stadium. When the Blackhawks clinched the 2013 Stanley Cup in Boston, it sounded like the United Center just without the goal horn. Chicago fans also took over road games in Anaheim and St. Louis during the playoffs in 2015 and 16. Not a good look for those home teams. Number 9, Philadelphia Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly. Philadelphia sports fans, specifically the Eagles, have a reputation for being a little overly passionate. I mean, who else would boo Santa Claus? Even though the Eagles are among the most despised teams in the world, you can't take away the support their fans give them. Remember Super Bowl 52 in Minnesota was virtually a home game for the Eagles, whose fans easily outnumbered those of the New England Patriots. No wonder Philly won its first Super Bowl. A recent study showed that the Eagles had the second best fan base behind the Cowboys. Their fans took over Raymond James Stadium during a 2018 game. Eagles fans also flocked to New York and Dallas to cheer on their team against the NFC East rivals. Philly also took over Los Angeles during a 2017 road game against the Rams. Hate on them all you want, but this fan base truly deserved to win Super Bowl 52. Number 8, New York Yankees. Yes, Yankee haters, we know there are millions of bandwagon Yankee fans, all over the world too. We know you hate them, but get over it. The pinstripe support often outnumbers your home team's crowd. Just accept it. This historic baseball franchise might have the biggest fan base in American sports. No exaggeration. The century-long winning culture obviously helps, but you really can't say that about many teams. Yankees fans take over road games in Tampa Bay and Baltimore. The dirt cheap tickets there will obviously help. You see them all the time during visits to California, and yes, even at Fenway Park in Boston. It really must suck to hate the Yankees only to watch their fans take over the stands in your team's stadium. Yeah, that must suck for that to happen to your team. Oh, wait, I know what that's like because I'm a Mets fan. Number 7, Montreal Canadiens. As you hockey fans know, all the original 6 NHL teams have extremely large fan bases. After all, they're all historic franchises, and each one of them plays in a huge market. Not to mention there were, well, only 6 teams to cheer for back in the day. Hockey is not a game in Montreal, it's a lifestyle. Every kid there plays pond hockey during the winter. You don't walk around the city for more than 5 seconds without seeing the Canadiens' infamous logo. Anyway, you get our point. The Montreal Canadiens have a huge army ranging all over Canada. They invade arenas in Vancouver, Ottawa, New York, and especially Florida. Listen to those fans in the Sunshine State.
Saved by Mokoon, rebound, they score and win it. Montreal comes all the way back.
There's no such thing as home advantage when a team welcomes the Habs to town. Their fans do not allow it. Number 6, the Green Bay Packers. Now, I have to attest for this one. Now, I recently just went to a Jets-Packers game. Oh my God. I thought we were barely going to see any Packers fans because we were in New York, but there were way more Packers fans than Jets fans. It's so sad as a Jets fan to say that, but it's true. Like, every time the Packers scored, it was louder than when the Jets scored. There were cheeseheads all over the stadium. I walked in to give the guy my ticket, and he looks at me and he says, "Oh, it looks like you guys are outnumbered today." That's how passionate this fan base is. We were laughing because the stadium got louder for the opposing team. That's nuts. But being a historic franchise certainly helps. The Packers have had a tremendous following all over the United States throughout the years. When the Packers visited the NFC powerhouse Los Angeles Rams in a 2018 game, it seemed like most fans were cheering for the Cheeseheads. Just listen to the crowd when Jimmy Graham made a catch in the game.
Down the middle. Catch is made by Jimmy Graham, and it's a touchdown for the Green Bay Packers.
You can easily spot the yellow and green jerseys at any Packers game, home or away. It's an incredible bunch of fans. I tip my cap to them, and they'll tip their cheeseheads back to me, I guess. Number 5, Los Angeles Lakers. With so much rich history and many of the game's most marketable players donning the purple and gold, it's no surprise that the Los Angeles Lakers are loaded with fans from all over America. People loved Magic Johnson in the 80s. Fans all over the world admired Kobe Bryant for 20 years. With LeBron James now donning a Laker uniform, this team will have even more road support, as if they didn't have enough already. There were thousands of Laker fans that packed MSG when Kobe put up a 61-point game in 2009.
Some of the most educated observers of the game.
He even got a high five from PJ. I'm serious.
Laker fans don't just travel to nearby cities like Phoenix, Sacramento, and Utah. They travel north, east, and anywhere else their team is playing. Simply put, it's always a home game for the Lakers. Number 4, Dallas Cowboys. While millions of football fans and pundits love to dispute that the Cowboys are America's team, you can't deny the excellent amount of support the fans give, especially on the road. The fan base is so huge that you can easily hear the Cowboys fans cheering at any given road game. They have one of the biggest fan bases in the world, so this is hardly surprising. You know how they say the Seattle Seahawks have the loudest fans? Well, the Cowboys faithful actually took over CenturyLink Field in a 2014 game.
Down the field, and it is intercepted.
And when Ezekiel Elliott scored a game-winning touchdown in the waning seconds at Pittsburgh in 2016, Heinz Field was not silenced. There were too many Cowboys fans for the stadium to go quiet.
It's Elliott for the touchdown. No flags.
Number 3, Toronto Maple Leafs. The Leafs haven't won the Stanley Cup since 1967, but there's no denying how incredibly loyal and passionate their supporters are. The Toronto fan base stretches all across Canada, and thousands of them enjoy traveling to the US to support their Leafs. It's not surprising, considering how tickets to see games in Buffalo and Florida are a fraction of the price compared to home games in Toronto. But go anywhere really and you see Leaf fans in attendance. California, Vancouver, Boston, New York. The Leafs army is huge. Huge.
Taken. Oh, chance here in front for more. Now it's picked up and it's blocked away, and then they stuff it in.
When Detroit hosted the 2014 Winter Classic, half the stadium was Toronto fans. And whenever they visit their provincial rivals from Ottawa, it's all Toronto fans in the building. It's pretty much a home game wherever the Leafs play. Their fans just love traveling that much. Number 2, Chicago Cubs. The Cubbies went 108 years without winning a World Series championship, but it didn't cost them any love across the baseball world. Chicago baseball fans are known for invading stadiums all over. When they beat the Cleveland Indians in Game 7 of the 2016 World Series, you could hear thousands of screaming Cubs fans. And this game was in Cleveland, not Chicago. Cubs fans have also taken over Fenway Park in Boston, AT&T Park in San Francisco, and of course, Miller Park in Milwaukee. Actually, Cubs fans seem to outnumber Brewers fans anytime they visit Wisconsin. It's pretty sad. It must be fun having home advantage for over 100 games a year. Right, Cubs fans? I bet. Number 1, Pittsburgh Steelers. The Cowboys may be America's team, but the terrible towel waivers may have something to say about that. The historic Pittsburgh Steelers organization has captured the hearts of millions across America, not just in the state of Pennsylvania. Look how many Steelers fans took over the Georgia Dome in Atlanta here, and in San Diego. It's pretty good when Chargers quarterback Phillip Rivers says the visiting Steelers fans made a home game feel like a road contest, right? Jim Nantz and Phil Simms summed it up well during a Steelers road game versus the Dallas Cowboys in 2004.
How many Steeler fans are in this crowd today?
They have traveled a lot of fans. And everywhere you look, it's not just one area either.
It's over the whole stadium. And Cowboy fan, you should be ashamed because you gave up your tickets to all the Steeler fans.
No road fans bring more of a home advantage to their team like the Steelers faithful. It's amazing just how much support these fans bring. No matter where their team plays, they're there. Relocate the Steelers to planet Mars? We bet you Pittsburgh fans will show up at Elon Musk's store. Which other sport teams have the best away fans? Join us in the comment section below. Make sure to follow myself and Total Pro Sports on social media. We post great content all the time. At least go check us out and be like, oh wow, I like that Instagram. Oh wow, that's a funny tweet. Just go check us out. And if you don't like us, don't follow us. But either way, we appreciate you. So, just go check us out. That's all. Another thing we really appreciate, likes. So like this video right down below. Takes one click. That's all. One click. You know what I mean? If this is your first time around Total Pro Sports, make sure to subscribe because we post videos every single day. Every day is a new video. So you should definitely subscribe. Of course, thanks so much for watching. I'm Jason Biondo, and I'll see you later.
My knee.